Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. As promised, today we are taking a look at Scrintal versus Heptabase. Both of them are new apps and great apps, and they do a lot of the same, but we are going to look at them and see where the differences are and which app is right for you. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing we have here is Scrintal. Scrintal is still in beta and I am using the web version right now. So everything in Scrintal, just like in Heptabase, evolves around an infinite canvas with cards on it. So you can easily add new cards, you can add boards into this, you can add a daily card for daily planning, you can have text, columns, and web links as well. And if we take a look at all of my cards, I have a lot of cards inside of here. I have 64 cards, and you can tag your cards as well as link them to different other cards. So you can organize things by tags, and here you have all of my tags. Then you have boards. I have my personal social media here with a lot of productivity stuff and note-taking app stuff, because that's what I talk about in my YouTube videos. And you can have links to different things. So every time you have a project, you can start a new board, drag in cards. So you can drag a card into here if you wanted to. So I could drag a card into here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that right now, or I'm going to remove it. And you can do the same with all of your cards. You can just press backspace to remove a card from a board, but it will not be deleted. It will only be removed from the board. So you can look at it as archiving some of your cards, and you will be able to find them through search later and drag them into your desired board. So that's basically how Scrintal works. You can also have boards inside of a board. So I could create a new board and have it inside of my board, click into this, and I would open a new board. So you can also have boards inside of boards for more complex projects or complex ideas. You can have several boards inside of your main board. So that's basically how Scrintal works, and we will take a look at the pricing as well. So they will have a personal free plan, which is yet to launch, but I am on the Scrintal beta early access plan. They have a lifetime plan as well. So it costs 59.17 Norwegian kroners a month, which comes in around $5 at this point. Around $5, and this lifetime plan is around $200. So that's the pricing options you have, and you get unlimited boards, unlimited cards, unlimited file uploads, real-time collaboration, priority support, and a one-to-one call with the team. So that's the two options you have. You can also import or export your cards as markdown. Then we have Heptabase, and Heptabase is quite similar to something like Scrintal. It comes with the journaling page, which is basically daily cards inside of Scrintal, but I like having a journal page instead. I'm just more used to it. A lot of apps have a daily page. Not too many apps have a daily cards page, and I just like how the daily page looks. And you can have your to-dos inside of here. So you can have all of your to-dos inside of a daily page. If you have to-dos upcoming, for example, I have something for Saturday, I could put it inside of Saturday and get back to that when the day comes. So there are a lot of different ways to use a journal page. And another thing is that you can easily just put things into the journal page. So if I had an idea, I can just put it inside of here. I don't have to decide where it goes. And then I can just copy it and paste it somewhere else later if I ever need that. I can also just copy the link to the block, or I can actually just turn it into a card instead of copy and pasting. So there are a lot of benefits of having a daily journal page, especially if you're like me and you journal a lot and you write different things down a lot. This is actually a great place to do so. Then we have the map, and this is quite similar to something like Scrintal, where everything is evolved around infinite canvas with different boards inside of it. You know how I said Scrintal can have boards inside of boards? Well, this is how it looks inside of Heptabase. So I have a board inside of another board. So we can take a look at my resources board, and here I have a lot of things about note-taking apps, again, because that's what I use, or that's what I write down and use for my social media. So I have video on the commonplace book coming. I have some things about employer branding for work. I have growing a LinkedIn page, again, for work. Capturing habit, this is for note-taking. So there are a lot of things you can put inside of here, and then you can tag them. So let's say we take a look at the Heptabase cards. I have tagged this as an app, and you can go into your tags just like in Scrintal, but there are a few added benefits inside of Heptabase. So if we take a look at the apps, but first of all, you can actually group your tags, which is another great thing, because then you can have a lot more tags and a lot more organization. Instead of just having a list of tags, you can actually group them by, for example, their theme. So Second Brain, I have apps, and Second Brain is inside of here because a lot of my apps are about note-taking and productivity, or actually all of my apps that I write things down about is about apps and Second Brain and productivity. So let's just jump into the apps. Here you can see something like Tana has, their super tags. You can actually add properties to your tags, so you can have a select property, a checkbox for your to-dos, a date property. I have a multi-select one, so I can tag or give my apps a property based on what kind of app it is. I haven't been doing too much with this, but let's say you have a person tag. You could add their phone number, their email, you can add some text, you can add numbers, so you can actually just create a database out of your cards using the tags, a lot like the super tag system inside of Tana, except that this seems a lot easier to use. You can also add filters, so I could add a filter. If you have been using Notion, you might be quite familiar with this, so I could filter this out just like I would do inside of Notion. But I will remove the filter right now, and I can actually have a Kanban view as well. So if you want a Kanban view, you can do that as well, and you can group them by status. So if I had my to-dos, I could actually group them by status and have a Kanban view. And that's basically everything about Heptabase. I haven't actually used the assistant yet. Let's try and use this. How do you... So let's just try and use the AI assistant. How do you grow a LinkedIn page? And here it will provide me with the cards that are relevant. So I could click into this, and as you can see, it also brings up the art and business of online writing, because I think LinkedIn is mentioned inside of here, but I haven't gone through my notes yet. So this is actually something like Mem has with their AI, and you can ask it questions and it will answer those questions. Again, another great feature which Scrintal doesn't have. So how would I look at these two apps? Before I do that, I would want to take a look at the pricing for Heptabase. So Heptabase is a bit more expensive, with the monthly plan coming in at $9.99 and the yearly plan at $6.99, or build 83.88. And this is the early bird special pricing. This will be removed in August, so this month. I think I read on their Twitter that they are coming out with version 1.0 and they will remove their early bird pricing. But overall, I would say that it is expensive, but it is definitely worth it. So how does these two apps compare? So Scrintal is a great app just to get things written down in a card and to build a good Zettelkasten system. You can do the same inside of Heptabase, but I would say that Heptabase is more of an advanced PKM tool, a little bit more advanced than something like Scrintal. In Scrintal, you just take a card, you write things down, and you link different things together. In Heptabase, you have things like super tags, you have an AI assistant, you have a lot more opportunities. So I would say that Heptabase compares more to the likes of Tana, Obsidian, and just the more advanced PKM apps, but it is a really good advanced PKM app. So that's mainly the difference. So if you just want an easy to use app, I'm not saying that Heptabase isn't easy to use, but for someone who isn't used to more advanced PKM tools, you get a lot of features that you won't use. For those, I would recommend something like Scrintal, but if you are a more advanced PKM user, then Heptabase is definitely a lot better, and it's overall a lot more polished, and it has been, seems like it has been worked on a lot more and is a lot further in its development than something like Scrintal. So that's the differences. But again, Heptabase is more expensive than something like Scrintal. So I would say that's the biggest difference. I personally would prefer Heptabase just because I'm more into advanced PKM, but you have to just test them out and figure out which one you like. And remember that it is still early days for both of these apps, so they might change a bit. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again quite soon. If you have any questions, please do comment them down below and I will try to get to them as soon as I can.